What's going on, guys? It's the Erie Better Beer Bureau back at you with another beer review. I'm Pat.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Maury. Today we've got a new brewery-only can release from Voodoo Brewery. This is their really thin pancakes. It is a 12.3% Imperial Stout with locally roasted coffee and local Pennsylvania maple syrup. And it says here it's watery, transparent, and thin, like a glass of watered down liquid breakfast. So why not crawl into one of these right now, drink your way out of it from the inside. I love really thin pancakes. It's a fair compromise, no? So it's kind of a spin off Talladega Nights, if you guys have ever seen that. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this one, and we'll let you know what we think about it.
Wow. I mean, there's right up front maple syrup and coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of both.
And that's great.
Yeah, it's a big sweetness from the maple, coffee, a little bit of a chocolate character.
Chocolate too.
Sits behind those two.
I smell a little. You can tell it's high ABV. I mean,
yeah.
You can smell some alcohol to it.
But despite everything that's going on, there's also like a cleanness to the smell to it too. It has a very, you can get all those things, but it also has just a clean aroma.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of what they say on the can, it is not a pure water.
No, absolutely not.
By any stretch of the
No. Cheers. Wow. I mean, kind of follows the nose. In my
Exactly,
opinion.
yeah.
And granted, it is thinner on the mouthfeel than most of their stouts and Imperial Stouts.
Yeah.
It still has that syrupy.
Right, it has a
coat your palate.
stickiness to it.
Sticky, yeah.
And I think it's like, Big Black Voodoo Daddy's not the thickest stout in the world either, Great stout, pitch black.
Yep.
But I wouldn't say that Big Black Voodoo Daddy has the mouthfeel of like a Black Magic or a Mad Bear Pig.
No, not
stretch. You know what I mean?
Oh, please.
So this was kind of towards that, in my opinion.
It'd be pretty interesting drinking this in bourbon barrels. Pretty nice.
It would be.
Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Matter of fact, people were comparing this to non-barreled IBS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, I can kind of see that comparison. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
IBS was quite a bit thicker than this was.
A little bit, yeah. I think
much,
IBS wasn't the thickest of the Voodoo Stouts either, but yeah.
And you do get the coffee up front. Coffee's still the main character, in this story here.
Mm-hmm.
You do get a nice kind of just basic roasty malt character underneath.
I agree.
And then you do have just this nice sweet maple back end that finishes on.
And I've heard that, I haven't drank one and let it get warm yet, but I've heard that as this beer warms, the maple kind of comes to the forefront from a couple of people I've talked to. I only drank it once so far, and that was on tap at the brewery, and I kind of downed it. So.
Well, this is, it is so drinkable because it's so smooth and silky. I don't know if we can let it warm up. I need to try.
Well, not with three of us drinking off this can.
This is a pretty enjoyable beer. It's got maple in it, so it's already got a quarter point higher right off the bat for me, because I'm a known maple whore. It's actually pretty enjoyable. It's very easy to drink for its level of alcohol in this beer. They joke around on the can about how thin it is and everything, and granted, it's pretty thin. It's not clear or any of the other descriptors they use on it, but it's very thin on the mouthfeel. The flavors are all nice. I do kind of want a little bit more out of everything when I drink this beer. It just feels like everything should just be punched up a little bit more. But I feel like this is kind of what they were going for with this beer too. Kind of light and easier to drink, even though it's a huge beer. So I'm really enjoying this beer, and I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay, I was going between a 4.25 and 4.5. Like Pat said, it's enjoyable. It's like they said, it's solid maple, solid coffee, a little more carbonation would be really nice, but it gives it a really nice silky mouthfeel, coats the palate. Now, they did a real nice job on this, so I'm going to give it a solid 4.5.
Yeah, I gave it a 4.5 when I drank it the other day, and that's what I'm going to give it again. I actually think the coffee is right where I want it.
Yeah.
I think the coffee is like super bold and, you know, has a deep, robust flavor. And I like a coffee that has kind of a lot of flavor like that. But at the same time, it's not overly bitter. And that sweetness from the maple, I think, helps balance it out quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's watery, as the can says. A little thin for a Voodoo Stout, probably. If it had a little bit thicker mouthfeel, I'd probably be pushing 4.75 personally, because I really like the flavors. Maybe a little bit more maple too, but I'm not struggling to get the maple at all. So I think it's pretty tasty. So, till next time, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.